Our first question is from Damon Martin with MMA Fighting.
Hey Lyman, thanks for doing this today. Obviously, you've had kind of a crazy couple months. Being scheduled to fight in May and then obviously being diagnosed with COVID-19. What has this past couple of months been like for you, and what's it feel like to finally be here in a fight week again?
It's definitely been a long road. The other thing that also happened, a few weeks ago, my father had passed away. So it's been a roller coaster ride, emotionally, physically, on all levels. But for me, one of the things we're trained in as martial artists is to learn how to maintain the integrity of your focus. Just, stay the path no matter what happens, and stay the course, because at the end of it, you're gonna feel a lot better about yourself knowing that you stuck to your path. You trained hard, and then you kept at it. So I'm definitely looking forward to this fight. I'm excited to go out there and make everybody proud.
Obviously, very sorry to hear about your father as well. I know that's a devastating thing to go through. Was it? I mean, staying focused for a fight camp. How hard was that? Was there ever a moment where you said, "I'm not going to do it," or was it always the focus of you wanted to get out there and fight?
Um, there was. It's hard to answer that. I think there was a lot going through my head at the time, and I felt like for me to not fight would be an injustice, to his honor and to his name. And I felt like if anything, try to use this as an opportunity to go out there. It's literally a day before Father's Day, and sorry. I said to myself, let's go out there and let's shit. Let's go out there and let's do this for him.
Absolutely, absolutely. With the fight itself, obviously you were going to fight Belal Muhammad before. You ended up getting Belal Muhammad again. At the end of the day, I imagine it's just a fight. But were you happy that you did get to keep the same opponent? I'm sure you spent a lot of time preparing for him before.
Yeah, it was. I like to finish what I started, and I'm sure on his end he was excited about taking the fight as well. We both were. This is a fight that's been expected to happen a while ago. So this definitely feels like something we rerouted, and we went through a lot. From the original time we are supposed to fight, and things happen for a reason. God put us in this path for a reason. I know I was meant to fight him, June 20th. So I'm looking forward to it. Definitely excited I got that fight back.
Yeah, and last question. We've heard, I've talked to a few people who have gone through, COVID-19. It doesn't hit everybody the same way. Some people are asymptomatic; they only know they have it, obviously. But it is a disease in the lungs, and obviously affects your breathing. How was it for you coming back from that and getting back into a camp? Like, did you have any after effects of that? Did you feel pretty healthy? Because again, we hear different things from different people.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're right. There's so much information out there, and it's misleading. It's confusing. It's there's a lot of fear, that's being put behind that information as well. As far as me, I can only speak from my own experience. Um, I caught it at the time that I was in camp, so I think because of that, because of the shape that I was in, my conditioning, my health, my lungs, and just overall, just how in great shape I was at the time, it did in a way help to overcome it and not have the same effects of it as the average person. So for me, I think it was just more physical. It was in my body. I felt it. I did feel it in my lungs. I felt it in my energy. So I was very fatigued and just felt a lot of achiness and stuff. I went through a lot of symptoms. What you're pretty much what you're hearing out there. But I think it was a blessing for me to, at that time, had been training for a fight because I think the health from that camp got me through the COVID virus a little easier than most people.
Thanks, Lyman. Best of luck this weekend.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Next question is from Jay Anderson with Kate Cypress.
Thanks very much, and condolences. I do can't imagine what you're going through at this point. I'll just make a couple of quick ones here. First of all, you were the first UFC fighter to reveal the positive test for the coronavirus. Did you worry at all that it might make it difficult to find an opponent, willing to fight you when you came back, given how much conflicting information is out there?
I was banking on the fact that as a fighter, through and through, that we would fight no matter what. There's already proof that a lot of us have been taking on, the fights in the past few weeks, which means that we're willing to take the risks. But there's many risks that we as fighters already take anyways, so this is no different for us. I wasn't really worried. Um, if anything, I felt it was probably good for me to go out public with it and use my platform to voice, my experience with it because there's so much unknown about the virus that I feel like me having it and then, using my voice to kind of speak about it on my behalf and what it feels like to be on the other side of it would kind of help shed a little bit of light more onto this virus and a lot about the unknowns of it as well.
And there's going to be a lot of talk about the coronavirus because you had it, and you don't want to let it overshadow the fight. So focusing on that, I mean, Belal Muhammad as an opponent, what do you need to watch out for from him?
I'm a forward fighter. He's someone who's, he's high energy. I'm high energy as well. And, this is a fight that I'm also very excited for because it is definitely up there with possibly fight of the night. We're definitely looking for it to be explosive. I know I am. I'm coming out there with my power, my strength, my aggressiveness, and my forward pressure. But I also know he has kind of a similar style as well. He's, well versed and he likes to mix it all up. So I think this is grounds for one of the best fights for this night. So I'm very excited for that.
And last one for me, we spoke to him earlier, and he's known for a bit of a sense of humor. He said, not a lot of fighters have good senses of humor. What's your take? Do you think fighters, can kind of laugh at themselves, have some fun?
Of course, man. I mean, at the end of the day, listen, our careers are short. We got to have fun with what we're doing. And, I applaud him for that because I don't have a sense of humor. I wish I did. I'm not the funniest guy. But, yeah, man, we got to kind of just embrace the moment, live more in the moment and just not take it so serious and also understand, like, listen, we're living our best lives right now. We live the life of a fighter and it's an amazing life that we live. So sometimes we just got to embrace that and just be funny. Just, enjoy it. Enjoy the moment.
All right. Well, thanks very much for your time, and
Thank you.
best of luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
Our last question is from Mike Bond with USA Today Sports.
Hey, Lyman. I do apologize for circling back to this, but I think it's important to clarify just because I don't want anyone to make any assumptions or anything in regards to your father. Was his passing in any way coronavirus related or no?
He was a sick person already with he drank and smoked his whole life. So he had a lot going on with him. They did rule it as a natural cause. But he just wasn't a healthy person. He lived a life after military. He lived a life of a lot of alcohol, a lot of smoking. So it was one of those things where it was just the inevitable. He just wasn't a healthy person to begin with.
Okay, thanks, Lyman. Appreciate you clarifying, and stay strong, brother. Best of luck.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's all we have for you today, Lyman. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate your time, guys.